All right, good morning, everybody. I'm actually very excited to be here because marks our first sales meeting of 2026. So thank you all for being here and really just starting off the year strong. I appreciate all of you and wish all of you had a great, wonderful 2026 New Year's and the happy holidays. But it's back to business now. So we got to get going. We got to get some more production. We got to get more sales. We got to get some more education and knowledge, and ultimately just help our clients and really just share all the news and all the updates we got going on for this upcoming year. So there's a lot of stuff going on. But thank you for our affiliates for being here and wanted to announce and share some of what's going on in your side of the industry. And I'll just go down the list from what I see here. John, you want to go start us off first?
Yes, I will. Thank you, Kelvin, and everybody. Happy New Year. I'll start here, and then in February, I'll give you another Happy New Year, a Lunar New Year. I'm really excited. 2026, I saw The Economist come and speak last week, and he had great things to say. He said it's going to be a better year this year than it was last year, and probably the last 3 years. He said that we are probably the second highest economy in California under the Bay Area. Affordability is always going to be a challenge, but interest rates are going to fluctuate. And you just have to now let them know that now is the best time to lock in the rates and do all that kind of stuff that you need to do to get ready and get into those homes that your client and you're working with. As far as updates, they haven't done it right now. It's in the preliminary stages, but they're probably going to be changing the state level earthquake fault hazard zones, but it's in preliminary. So it's not in the reports yet. But once it is adopted, it will be in there. The other thing I wanted to bring into your attention, besides the fact that we include the FHCS card form in our reports, and if you have questions, please reach out to me and I will walk it through you and your client so you get it filled out properly, is that LA County fire departments will be conducting defensible space referee hearings throughout LA County. And Arcadia is going to be doing it, the first one, February 18th from 9:30 to 12 at the Agricultural Commission Weights and Measures Conference Room. And this is for you order your NHD report. If you find out you're not in a fire zone, but yet you got a notice, you can go to them and give them that information to bring you out of having to do an inspection. This is not the AB 38 inspection. This is an LA County inspection to make sure that you are in compliance with defensible space. And basically what it is the hearings are a formal legal opportunity for homeowners to challenge or learn about their inclusion in the county fire hazard inspection programs and to discuss defensible space requirements before enforcement moves forward. So it's just an opportunity for you to go and talk to the proper parties and seeing whether or not you're going to have actually deal with this because you're in a fire zone that LA County Fire determined you're in, or you have documentation maybe that says, no, you're not in it, and this is why I don't think I should be in it. But it gives you an opportunity to get in front of them. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that to you. I am doing this for 31 and a half years, and I'm here as a consultant, and I'm blessed to be a part of your team and your office. I think it's a fantastic office, and there's going to be a lot of opportunity to do business. Just keep moving forward, just like your slogan is. Keep moving forward, guys.
All
Thank
right,
you so
John.
much.
Thank you very
Happy New Year.
much. Appreciate sharing the knowledge. Sticking on NHD, maybe we'll go. Sandi Franco, are you available?
I am. How
All
are you?
right,
Happy
Sandy.
New Year, everyone. Um, so New Year, let's get this put together like Calvin said, right? First American brings to you everything you need to keep it all put together. NHD, CRES, home warranty, CRES. It's important. If you have something that's available to you that protects you and protects your clients and you don't use it, that's a shame on you. It's not like we don't tell you every single time, okay? CRES NHD offers your seller $25,000 of E&O just for ordering the report. Fantastic. If you're the listing agent, make sure it's a CRES home warranty, and you just added $50,000 to that for your client. And with that, and only with the home warranty part, does the agent get a $5,000 reduction in their deductible. Are there qualifications for it? Yeah, that's CRES's thing to work out with you. It's an available benefit that no other home warranty or NHD can offer to you that doesn't say CRES. It's not protecting you and it's not protecting your clients in the way that you can without costing you an extra dime. It just is like, it's one of those no-brainers that you just stand there and go, but why? Really? Protect yourselves, protect your clients. Been around for hundreds of years. That eagle's really strong. We've got all the tools you need. You want to get your farm all tweaked up for 2026? Contact Angie. She'll use RE Ignite and she'll get you all hooked up and you'll be fantastic. Brandon and I have the tools for when you go out farming, the bags, the door hangers, the chapsticks, the pens, whatever it is. There's no excuse to not make this the best year ever. So let's do it. Okay. Side note, real quick, my son is doing really, really well. He's gaining weight, getting stronger, and doing all the hard work. I smile all the time because I get to stay in California and my baby is doing really well. So thank you guys for all your support last year. It meant the world to me. I'm going to try and stay in California all year. That's my goal this year. I'm going to try and stay in California almost all year. So I'll be around to help you guys. And I'll throw all of our info in the chat. Have a great day.
Glad to hear from your son. Thank you so much, Sandy. Okay, let's go on. Sam Chau, I get you next. And then we'll do the lenders, Scott and Leena. Sam Chau, are you here? Sam. All right, we'll skip him. I see he's not in the car. Let's go, Scott. Let's go you next.
All right, guys. I'm going to say this. Got to think outside the box if you're going to win in this market. So I'm saying do not sleep on reverse mortgages, okay? Reverse mortgages allows you to potentially get multiple listings and buy sides, free up money for down payments, etc. If you want to know more about this, get a hold of me. I'm going to put my information in the chat. I got like 30 minutes to talk about this, but Kelvin said keep it under a minute, so I'm going to keep it under a minute.
Thank you.
Anyway, yeah, get a hold of me, man. I'd love to help you out with that.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. And Leena, you're up next.
Yes. Hi, good morning. Thank you so much for having me here today. I'll make it short. So I'm with US Bank Home Mortgage. So one thing I really want to focus is to help your buyers win, right? So we offer full loan approval upfront at no cost. So meaning it's not a pre-qual or the pre-approval. Means income, assets, credit, everything is already being underwritten, review before you make an offer. So that way, when you present the offer to the sellers, your offer is much stronger, cleaner, and this will help your clients increase the offer acceptance ratio, especially in these competitive situations. So I'm here to help. We're here to win, to succeed together. So I'm here to, help out your buyers with any scenarios, any loan structures. Feel free to reach out to me, and we're gonna win together. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Leena. Appreciate it. Let's go next to Nancy Chan, and then I'll do Angie, and then Andy.
Hi,
Nancy.
everybody. Nancy Chan. You all know me, been around for 44 years. You know what? We all have the tools to help you. All the title companies are the same. Whoever that's there, giving you the help, giving you the hints, giving you the experience. I just want to know that you are going to be a winner. I think you have to decide. I can't force you. Kelvin cannot force you what to do. But if you do need a pep talk, you need strategy, you need to know how to door knock farming, I'm here for you. I make up my mind years ago when I got into the business because nobody helped me then. So I always remember the tough times. And I know how hard it is for realtors to start or restart. So let me know what I can help you with. A little bit of an update, the FinCEN, the Financial Crime Enforcement Network, it's all the things we're trying to go to the seminars, getting updates, and I'll be keeping Kelvin and Sylvia informed because there are a lot of changes that ESCO and Title has to work together. Okay? Thank you.
I'll be talking about that FinCEN.
All right.
So it's this is the little document we're going to talk about. But thank you for sharing that.
I have to leave early, everybody. I'm going to another meeting, but take care. Call me anytime. Thank you, Kelvin. Thank you, Sylvia.
You're welcome. Angie Tang,
Okay.
First American.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Happy New Year for all the ones I haven't seen quite yet. Angie Tang, First American Title. So, FinCEN, we have been on top of FinCEN since last quarter of last year because the original rollout time was supposedly December. So we have all of the bells and whistles in place already for a seamless transition into the new FinCEN. What we used to know of FinCEN is that Title took on the liability to make sure that we were able to close with the government correctly. Now, with the new law, it's now going to be effective in March, and they're putting that liability over to escrow. So, with your in house escrow, don't worry, we can make it seamless. We have everything in place. We charge a little bit of money to help offset and take over the liability of filling out the forms for FinCEN because we've done it previously for years and years and years. So we know what needs to be done, what it entails, the whole process. So instead of having escrow take on that liability and learn everything new, if they choose to elect us to do the FinCEN for them, we can definitely do it. I think it's like 125 or 150, somewhere around there. All the forms are all set up through First American already. Every computer, like all that stuff is all set up. All logistics is all set up. So we're ready to go. We've been ready to go since last quarter. And we've been doing a lot of classes for like the escrow associations and everything, like all the different boards, just to let them know that, hey, we have everything in place. The only caveat is that if we're going to stick our neck out to take on that liability with the government and FinCEN, we ask that we ensure that transaction. So if you want us to take on the liability, it'll have to go through the First American Title portal. And keep in mind, we also have the remote online notary. So in the event that your clients are out of the country and you're scrambling to try to find somebody to do that remote online notary signatures for those deeds, we have also that in place as well. So we have a lot of different resources to help you guys when you guys are in a pinch and your transaction isn't going as smooth as you would like it. We're here to take over and make sure that things are done correctly. Angie Tang, First American Title. Thank you, Kelvin.
No, you're welcome. Thank you for sharing that news. So if the First American takes on that, is that considered a seller closing cost or a buyer closing cost in
I
terms
think
of
it's
the
negotiable.
checkbox? It's
It's
still
negotiable.
negotiable
Yeah.
because this is related to the buyers in terms of their assets and whether if they're purchasing all cash. So
Yes.
technically it's still negotiable. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Good to know.
at least on our
Um,
end, that's what we see it as.
okay.
We just take the instructions from escrow.
All right. Andy, you're up next, and then Sam Chow.
Hello, everybody. Happy New Year. I'm glad to be here and happy to be part of your team. Yeah, just so you guys know, it's a new year and everyone's looking very optimistic with the future market for this year. They're saying there's going to be a lot more listings this year. So if you guys need help with farming, we need to get started right away. For realtors, is for marketing, is has to be progressive. That means like, whatever you guys do right now is going to be your income down in 3 to 6 months down the line. So we need to get started right away. So contact your title reps. We could help with farms and, we could help with all the tools and all the farm list. And we could be very helpful in that aspect. So give us a call and, let's get started. Thank you so much and have a happy, great year.
Okay. Thanks, Andy. Good to see you. Sam Chow, you're up.
Hi, everyone. First of all, I want to thank Calvin. I want to apologize earlier. You did call me. I had an emergency call from my mom. That's why I stepped out. And I want to wish everyone healthy, okay, and prosperous in the year of the horse. If you guys need anything with home warranty, please give me a call. I will put all my information on the chat. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. I won't take that much of your time. Thank you.
All right. Next I got Jaden, and then I'll go Brandon. Jaden, Elite.
Hi everyone, I'm Jaden with Elite Group. Happy New Year, first of all, and then thank you, Kelvin, too, for having us here. Super quick, we do home inspections. We do anything. We offer more than just a residential home inspection. We do commercial, sewer scope, termite, mold. We try to make it easy for agents. And also, any property that we inspect will also get a free raised foundation assessment from a licensed contractor right now. And this is a limited time offer through our partner, SoCal Seismic. So it comes with no extra costs at all. But I just wanted to let everyone know that. So thank you and Happy New Year, everyone.
All right. Thank you. Who did I call next? Is it I call Brandon, and then I'll go
Yep.
Nicole. Brandon?
Thanks, Kelvin. Good morning, everyone. Brandon Savransky with First American NHD. Happy New Year to everyone as well. So when it comes to the NHD space, obviously we're a year out from the fires, so that is the hottest topic right now. When it comes to the FHDS form, something that I've been getting a lot of calls about, specifically, obviously you want your clients to be filling those forms out. Something I always offer is that I can walk your clients through that. But the things that you really need to understand is that the local vegetation management ordinance and the point of sale requirement is not within the NHD reports. Every city is different, and every city requirements are different. So we actually have to look that up. Whenever you order a First American NHD, you will be getting our team that will be able to find out that information for you. And the other thing as well is that all the information, obviously, when it comes to a local vegetation management ordinance, to fill out that form, you need that information ahead of time. So I always suggest to agents, order NHD at listing. If it's in the high fire zone, take care of that stuff as soon as possible. Because when you start having the conversations with insurance and all of that that comes after that, you really want to make sure that you take care of that ahead of time. So the biggest thing that I always say is when you get your listings, or even if you're representing the buyer, you really want to make sure that all that information and all of that is done ahead of time. So by the time you get to escrow and by the time you get to closing, you're not having any hiccups with that, especially for City of LA. If you have to order a 9A, if you have to get escrow to do that, and if you have to do all of that information, I will tell you that City of LA can take a couple weeks to get that information in some cases. So the earlier you get on that, the better it's going to be for your clients. I'll put my info in the chat. I'm always here anytime you need. And I hope everyone has a fantastic week.
Thank you very much. And Nicole Menard, thank you for coming in live. Nicole, you ready?
Good morning. Happy Wednesday, Coldwell Banker Dynasty agents. Calvin, thank you so much for allowing us to join you. Just a quick update. And I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but local taxpayers are trying to make changes to Prop 13. So I don't know if you're going to be talking about that, Calvin. This will be a huge impact to those that have owned their properties for a number of years, that silver tsunami wave. So make sure you take a look and educate yourself on this. This keeps the property taxes, at a lower level, and they're not able to increase more than 2% per year. So if you see the petition, make sure you sign it, because otherwise our parents, grandparents won't be able to live in their homes any longer because they won't be able to afford the property taxes. So make sure you educate yourself and educate your clients as well so that they can sign this. Nicole Menard, Fidelity National Title. Look forward to helping you grow your business this year. Thank you so much. I'll leave my info in the chat. Bye-bye.
I feel like Prop 13 is always under attack every few legislative rounds, but yes, we do need it. Otherwise, grandparents are gonna have to resort to Scott's solution, which is a reverse mortgage to afford where they live. Um, let's go ahead and move on to Yunita Wu, and then I have Tina, and then Matt. Yunita.
Morning, everyone. Happy New Year. Just want to say hello. And if you guys need any home warranty, please reach out to me. I'm here to assist you. And thank you again. And I'm looking forward to a great year and have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Tyna Andrews, Choice Home Warranty. You here?
Hi, good morning, everybody. TYNA all day with Choice Home Warranty. Happy to be here. Wishing everyone a very healthy and prosperous new year. I am your territory rep with Choice Home Warranty. Happy to serve you, offering you 13 months and $660 for the year and $75 for those service calls. I'm hands-on, I'm local, I'm visible, I'm energetic, I'm here. I'm really looking forward to working with you. Love the office, Calvin, everything. being there is great. If anything you need, please don't hesitate to reach out. Would love to talk to you. I'm planning on coming in to do a nice educational training for you guys again. Have a wonderful, awesome day. And thank you for including me, everyone. Bye bye.
All right, you're welcome. And Matt, I have you on. We got Stewart Title. You
Yes,
there?
sir. How's it going? Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, this is Matthew from Stewart Title. Hope everyone is doing well. Happy New Year. I'm not sure if I can say that because it's already end of January. Thank you, Calvin, for setting everything up. But yeah, I want to make it short and quick. The market is changing. What I want to do is I want to help you stay ahead of those trends. There's so much technology at our fingertips that help us grow our business, and sometimes it could be overwhelming, but I'm here to help you kind of navigate that and just make it really, really easy for you. So if you have any questions whatsoever, title questions, I'm your guy. I'm here to help you out. Matthew from Stewart Title. Have an amazing day.
Okay, thanks, Matt. Appreciate it. And I think that's it for the affiliates. All right, finally, I get some time. Is anyone calling? Did I miss anybody? Should be all there. And let's go ahead and move on with the meeting. So I'm going to start sharing my slides and screens and just a couple of things and talk about the market and upcoming classes. But yes, 2026 definitely should have a little bit more sales volume than the last year. There's still a lot of uncertainty. If my personal opinion as a broker, I'm telling you, it's going to be a very stagnant market. Not any really major crashes, not any major price increases. We're just going to chug along around what we're at because I think the interest rates are going to stay relatively the same. So we're not going to have any spikes or any dramatic falls. So I think we just got to stay the course, stay steady, and really just improve our own selves, our individual professionalism, our wisdom, experience, and ultimately just our service and marketing. That's really the key things that you're going to need to do for the 2026. So if you want to take a look at some of the upcoming classes for your improvement and the board from the Arcadia Association of Realtors has a couple of different things. So if you have any suggestions for upcoming classes, go ahead and submit it under the AAR's website, and you can let them know, I want to learn more about AI. I want to learn a little bit more about marketing, or I want to learn a little bit about how to write a contract. You can always submit them, and education committee will definitely listen to your suggestions and try to put something on the calendar for you. But ultimately, there's other stuff that's available. Obviously, a reminder, you can do your 45-hour license renewals for free if you're a member from CAR's website. And this is a free 45-hour continuing education classes. If you want to learn a little bit in your new industry, you can come do the searching 101 training. This teaches you some shortcuts and teaches you how to use your tools. We're going to have a little bit about reverse mortgages. We're going to have in February commercial real estate loans. What's the difference between conventional versus SBA lending and the options to some of those in business. Kelly Richardson is going to be doing a legal update at the Caravan on Wednesday, February 11th. And I think there's going to be a really nice little lion dancers going on February 18th at the Wednesday's Caravan as well. So look forward to that. As far as West San Gabriel's calendar coming up, we have FinCEN anti-money ruling with Juliana Tu, escrow officer. So if you really want to understand that background about reporting cash transactions, FinCEN's the regulatory body that's kind of implementing some of this stuff on escrow and title. So another cool class on January 28th is going to be asset protection for real estate investors. This is an attorney, Ali Talai, is doing some sort of class here on really just how to protect your assets. I believe it's going to be involving trust planning, estate planning. And so check out and register with him. It's a free class. There's another Searching 101 class and a 2026 Feng Shui update with Master Alex Z. So if you want to know about your how the year of the horse is going to impact you and your business and a little bit of tips for realtors, I really like and appreciate Master Alex Z's classes on that. Moving on to the market update, they said 2025 did come on a high note. December sales was slightly higher than it was last year, December 2024, 2020, December 2024, correct. So year over year, it's a little bit more sales, but ultimately it's nothing to really go crazy about. It's just really just letting you know the home prices have dipped a little bit in California as the market competition cools. So sellers are having to little compete on their prices by maybe readjusting, doing slight price adjustments. And so it's still showing that year over year, this is interestingly, the median price has declined for the second time in the past 3 months. So this really just shows you that the median is around $875,000 for statewide, and that's pretty pricey considering, all of California, 875 just to get into a single family home. It's not cheap. So some of the tariffs and the inflation is causing some of these peaks in pricing everywhere. The small business optimism increases for the second straight month. These are just the headlines. And foreclosure activity does show some increases in 2025, but we're below the pre-pandemic norms. So what does that mean? That means that there might be some people underwater. There's some people who purchased at the peak in 2022, and maybe they're wanting to sell their property 3 years later, but they're finding out that there's no equity in their home. Maybe they got, actually, I found this out recently. This is a statistic that you can use in your language and conversations. There are more people today and this is nationwide, more people today with the interest rate greater than 6% than there are people with an interest rate less than 3%. So that tells me more than half the population of US are at a relatively high interest rate, and that's impacting their monthly spending. It's impacting their budget. So there should be some sales going on. There should be some things that you should be able to share why, it's a good time to sell or not a good time. But at the end of the day, I'm more of a data person. This is all under in terms of county data sales from CAR's website. But looking at California as a whole, we're looking that California sales has been flat, just like I'm predicting it'll continue throughout 2026. We're having much less sales volume than in any years past. But the experts do say that we should have a slightly uptick in volume. So there's some pent-up demand. And there's a lot of different slides here put together by CAR's website. So if you want to go into Industry 360 and just go into the statistics, you can kind of see year over year, we're roughly around a 2% kind of threshold year over year in terms of sales growth. So it's showing some deceleration. Not any, this is the pandemic where it caused a major spike in what's called demand, but that demand has diminished. So what we're looking at here, I mean, in terms of sales, Southern California, we just have a slight 1.67% uptick in year over year increase in sales. Not too crazy. But what are people buying and selling? In terms of the segments, there's 25% of the sales is kind of the same. You don't see any modest, dramatic changes. It's still mostly um, the vast majority is 500 to $1 million properties. Okay. And that's what's sold recently. Luxury markets are probably the most impacted in terms of price declines. Um, and that's the summary. If you can go through all of this data here, I'm not going to spend too much time on this. The full slides, I'll share it here in a link from Jordan Levine, and you guys can research this stuff on your own. Let me get to the Zoom link, and this is just data that's put together for us. Let me get the chat box. And I always rely on the data for kind of just predicting the future. So really cool stuff. The housing flip-flop is Jordan's kind of title. And ultimately, you can see here the $2 million mark, there is a lot of um, dip in sales. So anyway, I'm not going to get into all of Jordan's slides, but just shared it with you. It's about 2026 new laws in real estate. I'm going to talk a little bit about and switch switch gears to the advertising that is now in effect. January 1st of this year, many realtors are starting to use a lot more digitally altered images. And that's fine. You can virtually stage your homes if you choose to. It's very inexpensive and a pretty cost-effective method to really fill out a vacant home and make it look like it has some color, it has some enhancements, it has some furniture, and it can really kind of define the space well using AI, using different types of softwares, and it's legal. However, this law, AB 723, requires us realtors to put not only a disclaimer that it's been virtually altered or digitally altered, but you must also kind of just put a source of the original photo that you altered. So it identifies that the original unaltered image must be accessible through one of these methods. You have to have a statement saying that's been virtually altered and a link to a publicly accessible website like a URL or a QR code that includes and clearly identifies the original unaltered image. So we do not want any misrepresentation of the property or consumers to tell us, oh, it has digitally altered, all this stuff, like taking away. You cannot still take away like an easement, a pole, any obstructions like a tower of electricity. These things you still should not alter or remove. But can do, if you ask me, oh, I use my software on my Apple or Samsung phone and it tells me I can enhance the colors, that is allowed. You don't need to have the original if you're just kind of mixing with the hue or the color or the tones. But if you are gonna add any furniture or virtual staging or anything like that, like greening out the front lawn or adding a sunset, those are altered. So if you are going to do that, have the original, have a link and source code to it when you're putting it in the MLS at the beginning, so you don't get any violation. Agents, you guys have already been sharing with us regarding the FinCEN reporting, and I'm just reminding you that this hasn't been in effect, it's been in the news, but any entity like a trust, power of attorney, any entity like a partnership purchasing real estate, all cash, must report their information and source their funds to kind of just prevent anti-fraud and money laundering kind of efforts that the government is trying to identify. So when you have a buyer that is an entity, that includes a trust, like a family trust, you do need have extra reporting requirements that just basically fills out a questionnaire like who your name is and your social security, addresses, past history, background, where you source the money from to purchase this real estate in all cash. And escrow and title will take that responsibility from you. Just got to make sure that your client fills out these forms on time and you don't experience any delays. Nothing crazy, unless you're dealing with, drug dealers or then they're gonna have to figure out a way or buy it as an individual. So balcony inspection laws. I've heard of some escrows and I've dealt with some of you agents who've had some issues with HOAs who have not been in compliance with their requirement to inspect safety, balconies, safe walkways, stairways. These are all, if you have elevated areas, these are requirements for the HOAs that have 3 units or more, multifamily dwellings. They must inspect the wood or wood-based materials for safety. Why? Because in the 1950s and earlier, a majority of our homes in San Gabriel Valley were constructed. They may have used some good wood, they may have used inferior or lesser building code requirements, and a lot of them might be deteriorated. There is a style of architecture where they built a lot of apartment and multifamilies using a bat wing. You could search it, bat wing architecture, And these are living areas like a bedroom above a very small, skinny post, which is insufficient to support the weight of the second story and greater. So a lot of these are being identified. They're needing to be in compliance. They're going to have to reinforce the post that's supporting a living area. It's going to be very expensive. If the HOA or the multifamily structure is not in compliance, they're going to have to retrofit it. They're going to have to go ahead and do it and get in compliance in order for lenders to get to get it sold and for lenders to lend on this kind of specific condo or balcony. At the same time, guess what this does to the residents? Well, if the HOA has to repair 40 balconies and they're going to do it all at once, what do you think the HOA is going to do? They're going to do a special assessment against all of the owners to contribute toward this unanticipated inspection requirement to bring it into building code and to do this compliance. It's going to be very expensive if you have to repair 40 balconies, for example, right? So the HOA dues will increase, the reserves will be depleted, and residents are going to need it because obviously at some point, some sellers are going to want to sell and they're going to have buyers that want to get financing. So it's going to be problematic. It's going to be raising HOA dues across the state. And I can tell you, this is not a surprise. I announced this in 2020 when this first passed. In 2019, it was in legislation, and so they've had 6 years to plan for this, and they've been extending it year and year and year. So it's not a surprise to any HOA board of director or all this and that. So that's just something that just needs to be, they should have planned for this. So, if you want a list of all the 2026 new laws, I'm going to share this in the chat because there is a lot of new laws for us realtors. So, I'll share the link because obviously I can't cover everything and it's just a short, 30, 40-minute meeting that I have with you guys. But read it up on the new laws. Why should you read up on these new laws? Ultimately, it makes you really more wiser. You're prepared. You're going to be giving consultations to your buyers and sellers, and you hopefully should be able to win them over when you are aware and you can spit out the actual new laws that are implemented in 2026. So you sound a lot more smarter, intelligent, up to date. And I'll just go over what I feel is the more important ones. Um, we already talked about digitally altered images needing to have the link or website or URL or QR code where the consumer can find the original and making a statement that it's been altered. We talked about balcony inspection deadlines already. And again, you are not allowed for the next January, for the next year, do not help buyers, investors make unsolicited offers for residential property in fire impacted zip codes. These are all the zip codes. It includes Altadena, Pasadena, all of that. There's still the moratorium in place where you should not be helping investors try to basically purchase property at below market prices for their land or for their victims still. So it's still implemented and sunsets on January 1st, 2027. We talked about having a little bit more defensible space with the NHD. So fire protection companies and agencies across the state are having ember resistant zones within 5 feet setback of your structure. So the deadline for compliance has been kind of just adopted. Let's see here. We do not know the exact date where homeowners are going to be required or they're going to start implementing or fining homes for not creating a defensible space. But sometime in 2026, we should be looking out for an ember resistant zone requirement for all new structures, and that's going to include ADUs. So anyone trying to get an ADU with a 4 feet setback will probably, if you're doing it after this date of 2026, they're going to make a 5 feet setback. It will be something that's just really helping neighbors take care of neighbors and protect your community. So this is if you have an existing structure, it takes place 3 years after your effective date. There's no funding available right now, so homeowners who are in high fire zones should start saving some money to get a defensible space around the structures. Okay, so we already talked to disclosures regarding HOA balcony inspections, and existing law requires HOAs to obtain this inspection last year. I can tell you a lot of small HOAs and they're not in compliance. So if they're not in compliance, they really gonna have to get you can force the code on the HOA, but ultimately they're responsible, they're liable, and they have to report to their residents. So these are all things that we should read up on and understand that this is really containing to three or more attached multifamily dwelling units, not a triplex where everything is detached. Okay. And so what are the important elements? It's A through G. The name of the inspector, the company, the date that it was performed, and all of this information just needs to be provided and reported in a disclosure. Okay. So that there is balcony disclosures that I'm going to be adding to our list of compliance checklist. Okay. Did you know it is the sole responsibility of sellers to disclose any actual knowledge of any residue from smoking tobacco, nicotine, or any other type of smoking products on the property? So this is a residue from smoking means the chemical accumulation that's left behind should be disclosed to a buyer, including vape devices. Okay. This is a requirement that should be done on a TDS. The seller has a duty to share that because there are third-hand smoke type of repercussions of any potential future occupants, especially if someone has allergies or children or any residue, stuff like that. So if you want to protect your clients and the sellers know that one of their relatives smokes here or their tenant smoked there, then they should disclose it to prevent liability regarding failure to disclose. We talked about FinCEN reporting, and let's go ahead on to HOA fines. All right, this is now a limitation of HOAs to limit them to $100 per violation unless it's related to a health or safety in a common area. So that's the exclusion, health or safety. But if it's just like parking in front of your garage, which is a violation, or noise violation, this and that, well, those are $100 cap. So those HOAs that are doing excessive violations now have state law guiding them on what the maximum they can do if there is a enforceable violation by a resident or whatnot. Okay? You can look up more on AB 130. Okay. Um, let's talk about development in near major transit hubs. So a lot of cities, if you find you are at an intersection or you're near bus or mass transit, like the Gold Line in Pasadena through Rancho Cucamonga, um, hey, this is gonna allow developers to really streamline their projects, and ultimately they're gonna get higher density, multifamily dwelling buildings, tier two. You can maybe get up to 8 stories or up to 5 stories if they're within a half mile of mass transit zones. So that's legislation to guide the cities to grant approvals to these developers, and it does add value to those specific properties within a mass transit zone selling for development um, and whatnot. So the FAIR Plan, let's talk about that. Um, the Fair Plan Stabilization Act is going to issue bonds to help finance the cost of fire or victim claims who really just a lot of this and that. So I think that's something that's going to be urgently taking a look at regarding California's Fair Plan because a lot of major insurance carriers like State Farm and Allstate, they're not issuing new policies within the high fire zones. So Fair Plan is being modified and looked at as the only viable solution for some of the owners that want to buy in high fire zones. Um, Security deposit laws. This is for returning security deposits. Electronic return is the default option whenever you releasing the security back to the tenant. So there's just some legislation and law here. Um, so you guys just talk about how the security deposit shall be returned because if it gets lost in the mail, don't forget 21 days the landlord has to return the security deposits to the tenants from move out. So make sure we're not doing any property management here. So, but you let your property managers or owners know that if there's any disasters or remediation must be done, such as smoke residue or ash. That's the claims that were being done by a lot of tenants who did not get the structure damaged, but there's a lot of smoke residue or ash sitting on the roof, comes in through their windows and stuff like that. And the landlord has reasonable time to comply and pay for this expense. But they, obviously should also maybe report it to their insurance company, see if they would take care of it. But anyways, this is something that just gives more language and laws. Um, let's talk a little bit about did you know California dwellings, if you're doing a rental, if you're doing 30 days or more, let's see. They must maintain a safe maximum indoor temperature. So you do need to have what's called a working heater when you rent out a property. And don't forget, you also need to have a working refrigerator as an appliance that's required now in California rentals. Um, Stoves and refrigerators are now required. Notice that it says a stove. It does not say oven, but so if you have a working stove top, that's fine. You're in compliance as long as you're signing any new leases as of this year. Okay. The tenant may supply their own refrigerator, um, and the tenant may, this is just the language that the tenant could bring their own if they have a preference and but the landlord cannot make a condition that the tenant provides their own refrigerator. Okay. Um, so there's certain exemptions to this stove and refrigerator law. Permanent supportive housing or single room occupancy unit that um maybe you just have like a little room that's carved out of your own single family structure. Or a hotel unit. Those are not required. Um, Okay, so co-ops, these are also not required. And email addresses is not public information, so you are not required in the past. Um, let's read here. So statewide Senate Bill 774 says that your email address is not considered public record requiring disclosure. You do not have to put it on your marketing if you do not want to. And there's a lot of there's a lot of fraud or hackers or a lot of different people who are trying to use your email address and log in and get into your sensitive information. So your DRE license still remains. Okay. So let's talk about anything else regarding new laws. And that's about it. Okay. So if you want to learn more about the new laws, you can go into the CAR's website, and they do have a legal live webinar that talks about everything that I just talked about. So, the one of the cool videos here is called "What You Need to Know for 2026." And this is going to talk about some of the laws and rental property management. If you want to know about the forms or rentals, you can watch a review a recording of the attorneys who are talking and sharing about what to look out for. So you can see here, these are all really relevant stuff. Every month they put together another new YouTube or it's a webinar online. And this one's with the DRE commissioner, who's Chiquita Sanquist. She's talked to us once at our board. Anyway, so just letting you know, it's under risk management / live. 45-hour license renewal packages is under CAR education license renewal for those of you who have that upcoming. I'm going to start talking a little bit about just a couple of news things. We are, for any of us who have any maybe young college students or young professionals or first-time home buyers. Well, if they want to go for the Dream for All program, which is basically a down payment assistance where the state will share in your appreciation in some of the equity in the long term, but they'll help you with the down payment. So if they're interested, the applications will begin February 24 for the new round of 2026 funding, which is roughly about 150 to 200 million they're giving to first-time home buyers. And there are certain income limits, roughly about 168,000 if you're a first-time home buyer, which is probably 85% of the residents in California making under 168. So there are a lot of people who qualify as a first-time home buyer, and they can get into home ownership. They can end renting from, whoever they are and basically have pride in their own home, but they do have to, have some income limits, go through a class, and obviously share some of that appreciation in the long term. So just letting you know that's available. And if you do know any people who do property management, next month they're doing a virtual property management conference online, February 26th, only $29. And you're going to learn so much regarding how to manage a property correctly, stay on top of the new laws and updates regarding landlords and tenants, how to do proper trust accounting, reconciliation monthly, and screening practices, returning security deposits, ask questions, managing evictions, insurance, and all that extra stuff that's very complicated. And I don't even know all of the different laws regarding Los Angeles City versus county. But guess what? We do have statewide rent control under attack. I know there's a red alert that was basically trying to increase statewide rent control powers, which is obviously stripping property rights away. And there's also another new legislation that CAR is opposing regarding increasing liquidated damages in a contract from 3% cap. I think they're proposing up to a triple, 9% liquidated damages, which is now in legislation and definitely something that CAR and most realtors should oppose. Okay, let's get into our listings and talk about our actives right now. And let me go ahead and start pulling them up. You guys see my screen with the CRMLS up here? Okay, hopefully you do. We have 10750 Grand Avenue in Temple City. For 2,900 per month, you get a nice 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 1,200 square feet in a duplex. So, I think this is Winnie Bai. Talk to her if you have anyone wanting to check out this rental. It looks like a detached structure duplex. And for 400 Broadway in Los Angeles, it's $24.50 per month for this 476 square foot studio. It's in a great location in the Perla, heart of downtown LA. I think this is Elaine Tran. She's got this listing. Looks like it's great. Looks like it's furnished as well. And very modern looking, elegant, luxurious hotel feel. You got nice views and a pool. So talk to Elaine Tran if you have anyone looking for this newer 2021 studio. And we got a listing in Big Bear, 40241 Big Bear Lake. In 1.8 million, you can get a 13 unit multifamily investment. This could be great for Airbnb, hotel, bed and breakfast, running a motel business. And Big Bear is an awesome area to visit. So just a brand new listing here with half an acre of lot size. Check this one out. This is really good location near the lake. And I think this should be Henry Liu and Anna Liao. So congratulations on their new motel 13 unit listing. We got Fieldbrook in Rowland Heights. This is probably a land, and if you know anyone who wants to buy 80 acres of land, right here near Pathfinder in Rowland Heights, 26 million is all it takes. So brand new. This is 80, 81 acres and multiple APN numbers. But you can see here, this is an opportunity to buy contiguous parcels where it's a once in a lifetime opportunity to acquire one of the largest remaining undeveloped lands in the entire San Gabriel Valley region. Right now, it's suitable for agricultural use, maybe some custom residential development, because I know if you subdivide, typically most zoning departments will allow at least 1.5 units density per acre. So if you have anyone interested in really taking in this opportunity where you can own this mountainside up in the hills, excellent location, maybe do some business use or residential, talk to Henry Liu. He's got this one going on, and definitely an awesome listing right here to sell. Imagine what 2% of $26 million is, guys. 2500 Ganal in Los Angeles is another new listing of ours. 768,000 for a threeplex. So if you're looking for 2,000 square feet, it's a city terrace area, up and coming area, right in near the 10 freeway. So you check this one out. You got 3 units for sale, and it's in the hillside. You got good views up here. I actually have property up here in City Terrace, and this is held by Michael Dang. So talk to him if you have anyone interested in this 3 unit building. 918 Garvey Ave in 315. This is the Evergreen Manor. I've actually sold it here a couple, maybe a decade ago. 445,000 will get you 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, and it's a nice senior condo, guys. Don't forget, this is a senior condo, but it's great location near Atlantic and Garvey. It's designed for roughly 55 plus senior residents. The buyer could be any age, but the occupant should be 55 plus. Um, nice location. Talk to Jennifer Huang and Paul Huang if you have anyone interested in buying this senior condo. And it looks great inside. Very affordable price point. Pretty spacious. And this one looks like it's very well maintained. Move-in condition. All right. 1357 Ida Home, West Covina. This is a 759,000 single family. 3 beds, 1.5 bath, almost 1,200 square feet on a pretty good 73-79 lot size. Oh, look at all the palm trees up here. Nice single story home. And yeah, you got the big yard, nice sunroom, patio covered. And talk to Steve Hang, who has this property for listing. It looks like it does maybe have an occupant inside right now, and so it's shown by appointment. And 830 Record Ave in LA. This is a fourplex for 828,800. This is just east of LA. Excellent location right here. Take a look at the front unit. You got just a nice fourplex here for sale. Maybe it has some deferred maintenance, but ultimately talk to Michael Dang if you have anyone interested in this fourplex. Um, Pretty inexpensive, 379 a square foot. And 9 Skylane in Pomona, 3850 per month for rent. You got a nice little big backyard. It has great, excellent views. And this property is 3 beds, 2.5 baths, and listed with Paul Lee. He's one of our newer agents that just joined our company. And yeah, starting out with the listing. So 3850 per month. This is priced right. Excellent 3 beds, 2.5, almost 2,000 square feet in the best area of Pomona. We got 11211 McGurk Ave in El Monte. For under 700K, you can get this single family with the huge 7,800 lot size in northern El Monte. This is a 3 bed, 2 bath, 1408 square foot structure, and take a look. There's open house this Sunday, but excellent home. You can check this out here. It's got a fireplace. It's got some nice updates here and there. And this is listed with Tony Crespo and Sylvia Ramos. Tony, do you have anything you want to share about the listing? All right. I know I saw him in the morning, his first listing. So congratulations, Tony, on your first listing. 6163 Briarcrest in Lakewood is now pending. Johnny and John, I'm sorry, Jerry and Connie Baker just got it in escrow 10 days ago. We got 1021 Electric Lane in Alhambra, 2,300 per month. And this is a rental with Steve Hang. Just got it on the market. Yeah, just listed on January 12th. So congratulations. 2627 El Doreen in El Monte. Active listing for under 750K. You can have this 3 bedrooms, 2 baths with a big 8,000 plus lot size on a nice North El Monte location. And yeah, 3 beds, 2 baths. That's congratulations to Daniel Wong on his new listing. And it's priced below market. So let him know if you have anyone interested in this. 8915 Camino Real San Gabriel. This is a 5,300 per month rental. Perfect location right here in Rosemead Boulevard, just north of Longden. 5 bedrooms, 3 baths, 3,000 plus square feet. And this is listed with Helen Xiong. So congratulations on this wonderful, lovely single family rental. Excellent condition and remodeled. Love it. Very, very beautiful photography as well. And we have Irvine. This is a business opportunity for a business to purchase 265,000. It's got a full kitchen here. I believe this is Laura Liu's listing. Yep. And she has a beautiful Irvine business district near the 55 and 405 freeway. It's basically 2,400 square feet. And yeah, it's got the refrigerators. It's set up for any restaurant really to set up and get going quickly. So there it is. Take a look and talk to Laura if you have anyone interested in this kind of kitchen. 8915 Camino Real, San Gabriel. This is another 5 bedrooms, 3 baths. This is now for sale at 1.7 million. Helen Xiong's listing again. This is for sale or for lease. So take a look. The same listing we just saw. So either way, you either want to buy it or sell it. Price is right, and talk to Helen. We got a listing over here in Phelan, 4679 Gorgonio. It's a 580,000 single family, and guess what? You get 2 acres of land with it. 4 beds, 2 baths, almost 2,400 square feet for this single family property with lot size. Giant acreage here. Dirt road lot. House looks in great shape. Talk to Adam Luong if you have anyone interested in this residential property. And just so you, if you're still listening with me, if you have a property like this, where you have a giant lot size, like an acre or more, you have the ability to put it under single family, and you also have the ability to put it under another classification like land or blah, 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 blah. There's other options available for you. So just letting you know, 12222 Temple City, Arcadia is for rent, 4,500 per month, 3 beds, 2 baths, 1,775 square feet, townhouse, newer construction to just 2023. And this one looks perfectly staged and very, very gorgeous to live. So if you're anyone looking for a nice townhouse right here, talk to Henry Liu. This one's going for rent. You have 28710 State Highway 18 in Apple Valley. And you got a lot of land here, 200 acres of lot for 1.3 million. So if you have anyone interested in really just buying Apple Valley, this is really an opportunity for anyone looking for speculation. Talk to Henry Liu if you want to get a lot of land over here. Wait for neighbors and developments to come to you, and maybe the price will rise. That's it for our active listings that are within the last 2 weeks. Let's go into a couple of congratulations and sales. I wanted to make sure you guys are all recognized and I want to just make sure um, you get your kudos and congratulations. So let me hold on, scroll over to the date. And much kudos and appreciation to um 80 Greenmore, Unit 40. This one just closed for 670,000 in Irvine. This is Brian Campa. He just closed right at the end of the year. Just want to give him a shout out and congrats on getting this one closed for his attorney client. And this one specifically had two HOAs related to the property in Irvine, which is not that common, but he was able to manage through it. 16138 Cadwell Street in La Puente just closed. Congratulations to Edgar and Carla Contreras for getting Cadwell closed. 1113 Avenue 50 in Los Angeles closed as well. 837,500 for this single family. And they were very persevered, 200 days on the market, but they did get it closed just, shy of their asking price. But that is definite perseverance. Congratulations to Amy on getting that one closed. Amy Toe. We had 6433 Livia close in Temple City, Sylvia and Mark Ramos. And on the buy side, we had some closings. So just wanted to congratulate a few of those buyer agents. And hold on a sec. And let's go ahead. We have 1841 White Avenue in Pomona just closed. We represented the buyer on this one, and congratulations to Helen Ma. She got this one closed at 1841 White Ave in Pomona. 1024 6th in Alhambra just closed for 1.093 million. And it's a 3-bedroom, single family. And congratulations to our agent, Lorena Liang. Excellent job. She's one of our top producers for 2025. 25228 Jacqueline in Moreno Valley. Alicia Valencia closed this one, 720,000. Great deal. She got down payment assistance for her buyer, and they're super excited and happy. I know they're police officers, and I did the TC for this one. Very, very smooth transaction. Nuyet Lee, Christy, she got this one closed. 17442 Coronado Lane in Huntington Beach. 1.9 million, one of her nicer sales that she's had in her history. Congratulations to Christy on getting this gorgeous Huntington Beach single family closed. Look at all of that design, high ceilings, just beautiful kitchen. I'd love to call this place home myself. So Huntington Beach, great sale. Good job to her and smooth transaction. 923 98th Street in LA closed for 635,000, and that was closed by Alicia Valencia. I helped her do the TC for this one as well. Another smooth transaction. Her buyer Freddie couldn't be happier. It's a 2-bedroom, very affordable, down payment assistance, 2 loans on this one, and it's fully remodeled for 635. Great job, great deal. So also 17641 Windward Bellflower. Also Alicia Valencia. She ended December with a bang. She actually had 6 in escrow at one time and got 5 of them closed. So great job to her. 580,000, 2 beds, 2.5 baths, 1254 square feet for this condominium townhouse style. And yeah, Alicia, she's kicking butt and very proud of her. All right, that's it for the listings wise. Thank you for staying in for the entire staying to the end. Let me start sharing my regular screen out. Any questions? Anything I can help you with? Anybody have anything you want me to talk offline? I'll go ahead and stick on for another minute after I end the sales meeting. Thank you for being here. We have a couple of lunch and learns tomorrow as well. So I'll share an email coming up for the rest of the training calendar. So Sam Chau, Home Guard, Home Warranty is going to host tomorrow's lunch and learn at 12 o'clock. And we're going to have a lot more training coming and really just getting back on 2026 with a lot more just a lot more stuff going on. So if you want to join us as well, I have a new agent orientation going on the last week of January. 8 new agents have joined us in the last couple of months, so I wanted to really just get them going and just teach them a lot of wisdom. If you're interested in also participating and you did not get the email, just let me know. I'll be happy to go through the orientation with you and join that class. All right. Well, that's it for today's sales meeting, and I will see you guys next 2 weeks or next week's Keys to Success. All right. Talk to you later. Bye bye.